In the bustling city of Port Harcourt, where ambition never sleeps and power defines success.
Far from the quiet village where he was raised, Samuel Okon arrived in the great city of Port Harcourt.
He came with little more than a scholarship and a dream.
In a city filled with pressure, temptation, and compromise, Samuel refused to bend. But long before success found him, Samuel had already learned to walk with God.
While others chased pleasure, Samuel chose a different path.
Years of discipline and hard work finally paid off.
Samuel graduated with some of the highest honors in his department.
Not long after graduation, one of the largest oil companies in the region offered him a position.
And so began Samuel's journey into the world of power, wealth, and temptation.
But even in the corporate world, Samuel refused to leave God behind.
In a world that bends easily, he chose to stand.
In a company where shortcuts were common, Samuel chose excellence. He worked with honesty, precision, and discipline.
And his work did not go unnoticed.
Within 5 years, he became the youngest senior project manager in the company's history.
But not everyone was pleased.
He doesn't drink, doesn't join us, yet he keeps getting ahead.
If we don't stop him now, he will soon be above all of us.
And without saying much, they agreed.
But before their plan could unfold, something unexpected happened.
A critical failure struck one of the company's offshore platforms.
The best minds in the company could not fix it.
Experts were flown in from around the world, but the problem remained unsolved.
Billions were at risk, and the company stood on the edge of collapse. There may be one person we haven't tried.
There is someone, Samuel Okon. He sees what others don't.
And so, who? Samuel was called. Every eye in the room was fixed on him.
Lord, give me wisdom.
Through the night, he searched for answers others could not find.
Sir, this is the solution. If we follow this process, the system can be restored.
For a moment, the room fell silent.
Within weeks, the impossible became possible. From today, you are Chief Technical Advisor.
What they felt was no longer jealousy. It had become something deeper.
We've watched him. There is only one way to trap him, his God.
He prays every day, morning, afternoon, evening. He will never stop.
So, to build unity, we propose a daily executive meditation session.
During this time, no personal religious activity should be allowed. Without knowing, he signed a trap.
The policy spread quickly through the company.
his faith would be tested.
Now, the prayer he had practiced since childhood could cost him his career.
For the first time in years, Samuel faced a decision that could change everything.
He understood exactly what the policy meant. Lord, you have been with me since I was young. Help me stand firm.
Prayer was not a habit to Samuel. It was part of who he was. The next morning, the test began.
One by one, the executives gathered.
But Samuel walked in another direction.
He already knew his choice.
I will not deny you, no matter the cost.
And somewhere in the hallway, someone noticed. The moment they had waited for had finally come.
Sir, Samuel ignored the policy. He is in his office praying.
The managing director said nothing at first.
Bring him here. Is it true that you violated the company policy?
The room became completely still.
Sir, I respect this company, but I cannot stop praying to the God who has guided my life. Even if it costs me my position, I will not compromise my faith.
No one in the room could ignore his courage.
And with a heavy heart, the decision was made.
With one signature, Samuel's position was taken away.
The news spread quickly through the company.
Samuel did not argue. He simply listened.
He returned to his office, not in defeat, but in silence.
Everything he had worked for was taken away.
God, I still trust you.
And just like that, he left the company he helped to build. But not everyone felt victorious.
What looked like the end was only the beginning.
That night, Samuel returned home with nothing but his faith.
He had lost his position, but not his peace.
Father, my life is still in your hands.
And while others stayed awake in fear, Samuel slept peacefully, trusting God.
But before the next day ended, troubling news would shake the company.
By morning, disturbing financial reports had reached the board.
A major investor had withdrawn support from the company. Investigations soon uncovered years of bribery, secret offshore payments, falsified invoices, and dozens of illegal contracts. The very men who plotted against Samuel were now under investigation. And for the first time, the managing director began to understand the gravity of his mistake.
Now the company stood dangerously close to collapse.
And suddenly, Samuel's absence became impossible to ignore.
There was only one person left to call. Later that day, Samuel received an unexpected call.
Samuel, I made a terrible mistake. The company needs you back.
Samuel listened without anger and without pride.
Sir, I will return only if the unjust policy is removed.
And every employee must be free to worship God according to their faith.
The managing director knew he had no choice.
That same day, the policy was officially canceled.
And Samuel returned with greater honor than before.
The man they tried to remove was lifted even higher. Because when Samuel chose to stand firm, God stood with him.
From this vantage point, the future of the organization looked brighter than ever. He was ready for the challenge.
Samuel was not only restored, he was promoted to even greater authority.
News of what happened spread throughout the company and beyond.
And the men who plotted against him faced the consequences of their actions. And Samuel continued to prosper, not because of his own strength, but because he chose to stand firm when his faith was tested.
Many wanted to know how he stayed faithful under pressure.
As the years passed, Samuel's story became an encouragement to many young believers.
In this world, you will face pressure to compromise.
They may threaten your position, your future, or even your faith. But remember Daniel in the lion's den. Stand straight in God. Do not bend. You might be facing the same pressures. The same God who shut the mouths of lions is still alive today. When your faith is tested, stand firm and do not bend.